It's terrible. It's terrible. There's terrible things here in Massachusetts. Hey everyone, you know my name is Matt Swierk. What do I do? All kinds of things, anywhere from real estate to mindset coaching, all the way up to safari operator. So what's this channel all about? We talk everything about Massachusetts, whether it's places to go, people to see, things to eat. Today we're talking about some of those terrible things of Massachusetts. So you definitely want to click the little subscribe button, hit the little bell. That way, every time we make a new video, you're going to get notified. We appreciate the support on the channel. Reach out to us any way possible. You have questions, we have answers. One thing you have to remember, when it comes to Massachusetts, we've always got your back. All right, listen, we wish it was all puppy dogs and roses and rainbows. However, there is some terrible things here in Massachusetts. No, come on, it's Massachusetts, everyone loves Massachusetts. There are some things that might drive us a little crazy that you could think that they're terrible. I'm gonna hit through them real quick. The first thing I wanna say is our reputation, right? We have an awful reputation. Why? I don't know, some people think we're cold and not caring and we talk funny and that we're not educated. And none of that is true. None of it's true, right? Maybe some of it's true. However, we're warm and friendly and fuzzy. However, you gotta get to know us a little bit, right? I was talking to someone and he was like, Matt, where you're from, like you guys are a little stone-faced at first. However, the second you get to know someone, you'll take a shirt right off your back. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So we're a little rough around the edges. I don't know. All right, the second thing that's terrible, it's not that bad, the weather, right? And never mind just the weather, it's the swings in weather, right? So this is something like, especially when I start talking about mindset and what's going on in the conscious mind that gets locked into the subconscious mind. Well, the weather here is all about the mindset and your belief system, right? So we believe here that if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. Yeah, what does that mean? We have crazy shifts as far as the weather is concerned. Sometimes it could be a beautiful day in January, and then out of nowhere, bam, we just got hit with a nor'easter, right? Now we're in I want to say summer. It's August, and today it's 75 degrees. It dropped down to the 60s at nighttime. All of us are like, here you go, cash in the chips. Summer's over. Get ready for winter, right? And I got to tell you, fall, one of my favorite times as far as Massachusetts is concerned. But we love the seasons. However, things can change quickly. And depending on what's going on, whether it's El Nino, whatever it might be as weather phenomenon, that can throw things off where we might literally have like our spring could be 2 days and then bam, we're right into summertime. So is it terrible? No, not really. All right. This is something that I'm going to say absolutely 1,000% terrible. The traffic here in Massachusetts. So is it bad all the time? No. However, we have an old state. They're doing construction all over the place. Just when you think that they couldn't find any more land to build, guess what? Boom! Now the high rise is going up. More business, more apartments. It's awesome. Great financial advantages here in Massachusetts. We're not talking about that right now. However, because of all the construction, you kind of get rerouted all over the place. And going out to Logan Airport or coming out of Logan Airport, there is one of our major tunnels called the Sumner Tunnel, which is closed. With that being closed, if you do not know where you're going or you take your eyes off the road for a second to look at your phone, which you shouldn't do, you could get rerouted into the abyss and your 45-minute commute home could turn into 2.5 hours. So you have to kind of understand what's happening, right? Like especially going out to the airport, a lot of people think it's a little island. It's not an island. It feels like an island. There's ways to get off there. Again, following the detours, like if you don't know where you're going, it could be messy. So traffic, that can be goofy as well. And, I'm like, okay, 3 o'clock rush hour starting. No, wait, it's 2:30. No, it's 1 o'clock. No, wait, rush hour starts at 11 in the morning. The times are, it's goofy. Traffic's goofy here. Another thing I would say that is terrible about our state, and again, as you hear me chuckling a little bit, nothing is really terrible because I wouldn't live here if it was terrible. And if I lived here and I thought it was terrible, shame on me. I got to change my mindset. So, the roads. Now, I moved out of this area for a little bit. I went down to Arizona, and I lived in Seattle, and Arizona was fascinating to me because when I got there, people were telling me like, okay, yeah, you just got to go to the intersection of this and this. And I was confused, and I said, you just go into an intersection, what do you mean? And they said, oh yeah, it's just this giant grid. You need to get somewhere, go down all the way, and then go up and go all the way, and that's it. And I'm thinking, what about the rotaries? Or people from out of town call them the roundabouts. What about the rotaries? What about all the one-ways? What about the one-ways that go into one-ways and you can't turn left or right and you just sit there, you're like, where do I go? I'm confused. We have that here. We have so much confusion because of our roads. They were all old horse trails. So basically, wherever the horses were going to go, they're like, let's slap some tar down. Let's, is that the right word? I don't know, asphalt, whatever. Let's create some roads. And, it might take you this way to get there, where somewhere else in the country, it's like, boop, and I'm there. So that's another thing, is that our road system can throw you around in circles and you can get pushed off into somewhere that you're like, I'm completely lost, especially if you get put onto Starrow Drive, like, good luck to you, my friend, because, okay, anyway. The last thing I want to bring up, and we've done videos about this, and this is probably one of the biggest things that people are like, the cost of living, right? And our taxes. I feel like I just took a breath, like I'm going to get taxed on that. I blinked my eyes, that's a couple $1,000 in taxes. I'm just joking. I am tongue-in-cheek on this one. However, the cost of living is pretty high here. The housing market has, just like a lot of the other places in the country, completely shot up out of nowhere, making it very unaffordable. We've had some interesting changes of landscapes as far as lower income areas and a certain demographic being pushed out and gentrified. So there's been some interesting things that have happened with the cost of living increasing. We typically have higher food costs, we have higher fuel costs. I mean, most things are higher here. And do we get taxed on everything? No, right? We're right next to our friends in New Hampshire. They have a view tax. So if you're on like a nice lake or a river or something cool, you get taxed for the view. We don't get taxed here for that in Massachusetts. Everything else we get taxed for, but not that. And so when people come here and they're concerned about the cost of living, the expenses versus the wages, as people start to, look at that cost-benefit analysis, most of the time people are going to say, okay, you know what? My wage is much higher than where I was, even though, and that is coinciding with my cost of living. So it doesn't really matter if you have a low cost of living, low wages, high cost of living, it's all going to balance itself out. And it's really not that bad. All right, there was 5 absolutely terrible, horrific things about our beautiful state of Massachusetts. You have questions about the state, you're looking to move here, you were coming to vacation, you want to know about some different areas, reach out to us. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. We got a lot of people that do reach out to us. Sometimes the emails go to different folders. I mean, things get goofy. We appreciate any patience. If you don't hear from us, hit us back. We don't mind getting a little tap on the shoulder. Helps us to be better. Thank you. You got to remember, when it comes to Massachusetts, we've always got your back.